Hey, how you guys doing? So I wanted to do a part two here because you didn't see the final product. And so the final product of how to preserve a turkey, especially when you can get it for 39 cents, actually 31 cents a pound, usually before Thanksgiving or before holidays. And basically how to preserve it so it lasts all year or a couple of years. So I left you hanging yesterday. This is the final product. This was then I put those in for the second cook, just so you know, and I'll show what I'm doing today with the other turkey. But this one here, this is the white meat, and that's the turkey gravy because I ground up the little bits and pieces. And this is going to be, I leave the tops off for a reason, because if you put the tops on, that might put pressure on this. This is sealed for probably forever until I decide to eat it. And another thing I do is I wash these really well, because you don't want any food stuck anywhere in here. And not because it's bad, but the mice, most houses have mice, okay? I mean, if you don't think you got mice, then, you're probably crazy. 99.9% of homes have mice, not necessarily in your house, but they're all up in the attic. They climb up your siding. In the winter, they live underneath the insulation and they bring up their own food, and they don't have to go in your house to get the food. So the mice can find this, and then you got to deal with mouse poop and droppings. And tell you what, even if there was droppings, it's no big deal. You just wash this thing. It's not like you're going to get inside. They can't eat this. But anyways, so we made 7 of these. All right, and then this is what the broth ended up looking like, and you could see I did sift it, and I tell you what, like I said, you could drink this like a beer. It was that good. And so this will be turkey broth for anything I want to use. All right. So anyway, so that was what we did yesterday, and we like I said, I did 7 turkeys and 7 broths. Also, the video before that, I was showing you what I was doing with the squash, and this is the final squash. I made small ones for soup. This could be used for squash bread, like zucchini bread. You can make it for squash bread. It could be a filler, and so I made quarts and pints. Okay, and so today, what we did was, I'll show you here. I'm going to put the caps on these. I'm going to show you in a minute what I do with those. But we decided to use the broth, the nice broth that was sifted. And we took big pieces of chicken, and we used regular potatoes. And then we also, in this mix, put in an onion, about a half an onion. And I put in some garlic. And of course, my secret ingredients I showed you the other day. I like the Hungarian paprika. I put like a half a teaspoon, or half a quarter to half a teaspoon. I did a little bit of ground pepper. All right, you could not a lot. And then of course my favorite, the all-time. I used a little bit of this. If you're going to use it as a base for canning, you might want to start off with, let's say, a teaspoon per quart. And then if you like more, put less. You never want to overdo stuff. It's like when you cook with hot peppers, you put 2 peppers in it and the whole thing gets hot. I don't even cook with hot peppers anymore because I never do it right. But anyways, this stuff here is European. It's hard to get it, but you know what? I do have a link below. And like I said earlier, they do sell it with a yellow label on the top that says no MSG. So I got that link for you. In the part 1 of the part 1 video. I might put it in this video if I have time, and also this link. I also found a link for my pressure canner. I'm telling you, you got to use pressure canners today, just so you can preserve food, because there's going to be more power outages than you could imagine. And every time these power outages get longer and longer, they don't really care about us. Okay, in the old days, 30 a power outage of 20 minutes. Man, some of these power outages can last a week. So whatever's in your freezer, you can just kiss it goodbye. Okay, and you could bet your life when there's a power outage in the summer, if there is one, there's no ice either. So you're better off minimizing the, if you got money for a freeze dryer, go for it. If you can um, dry things out, I use a Sedona. Okay, that's another. Those aren't. You can get one for like $300 to $500 to dry your food and dry your fruits, and that's a great thing too. Just I'll put them in bags, and then I'll use an air extractor to take it out. Like food saver has a great product, and I have other videos a couple years ago I put up. You can try to find those. But anyways, let's move on. I made 6 of these, right? And then I cleaned out my refrigerator, and I found I had 6 sweet potatoes. So we're gonna do 6 of them with potato, and we're gonna do 6 with sweet potato. All right. So we have 2 different types, and then instead of blending up the little bits and pieces, we're just gonna leave them like that. I mean, you could almost spoon eat this if you wanted to, but it's like pure meat, and it tastes good, and it already has all the stuff in it when I pressure cook it. And so this will be used for a soup base. It can be strained and put on sandwiches. And there's a few little green pepper pieces in there and some onion peppers, and it's just really good stuff. So this right there I'm showing you is these without the lids was a about a 20-pound turkey that cost me under $7, $6.90 or $7, and so these will have tops and lids put on them. I'm going to show you that in 1 second. Plus, I'm going to show you the pressure cooker, and then they will go into the pressure cooker again. Since I'm doing raw potatoes, I'm going to cook these are raw potatoes. I'm going to need at least 60, 75 minutes. So, the meat probably doesn't need it because it's already been cooked. But you know what? It'll just cook it one more time. And I'm not sure. I've never done this particular mixture before, but when you're pressure cooking, you always want to change it up, like the first turkey I did with the gravy, and that's to put on things. This is going to be a soup. Okay, so that way I got different things and I could have choices. So I'm going to take this camera or this phone off, and it's not going to pixelate. Okay, we're going to go real slow, and so this is here is this is one turkey here, okay, and this is the second turkey, all done. That was a couple of my squash. I still got like 6 of these things. I still got like 80 pounds of squash to do. So I don't know. I'm gonna do the next thing I'm gonna do after this. Once these go in. These are going to go in. I'm going to clean the tops. You have to really clean the tops, and you got to put hot lids on, and you have to do them hand tight. And once these will be put in the pressure cooker, I'll start doing my horseradish. Wait till you see that. So this right here is the pressure canner that I use, and it's an American Standard. It's a 20 quart. They sell. Well, I don't know if you need one this big unless you want to be serious. You can get a 7 quart, which is more than enough. I barely make it fit. You can see what's happening here. It gets hot and melted my handle out of my microwave. And then here are the lids that I'm going to heat up and use those. Excuse my dirty stove and my dirty kitchen. So this is the final part of Marko's 2020 Thanksgiving 39 cents a pound turkey sale. How to prepare, how to prep it, and how to do different things with it. And I showed you the different things that some of these are with gravy, right? If you watch the videos how I made that, some white meat, some dark meat, some mixed meat. Then here I have soups with regular potatoes, soups with sweet potatoes, and then I got fillers for other types of soup. And this was the video I did last week, and I'll probably do another one. We're going to do something different now with the other 80 pounds of squash that I have. So, hey, thanks for coming on. Look below in the comments. I will have some links. By the way, I appreciate if you're going to buy this kind of stuff, buy it from my Amazon. I get a little piece of change out of that, usually like a penny or two. But you know what? It helps, you know. And then please rate and subscribe. This winter, I'll be start doing some of my abandonment videos. I'm hoping to start Erasing America, a podcast, because I've been to 300 abandoned places and I made a lot of videos, and I'm hoping, you know, to talk about these places. And the show is going to be called Erasing America. I'll also continue on with my gardening, and of course I'll have to throw in some home inspection videos because that's what I do for a living. So you guys, thank you very much for coming on. Please rate and subscribe.